Beautiful autumn Sunday afternoon. Crowd making their way inside 20th and Blake. Some of those folks may have been here late last night when the Rockies won in 12 innings over the Padres, and they look for the sweep this afternoon. And we welcome you upstairs. Good afternoon, everybody. Glad as always that you're along with us. With my partner, George Frazier, I'm Drew Goodman. Took almost 5 hours, but it was time well worth spending because the Rockies won 7-6. Drew Stubbs provided the game-winning hit against an interesting defensive alignment.
Only 5 guys on the infield, 2 outfielders. They had them guys kind of spread around. And last night, Stubbs got a hanging breaking ball in the 12th inning and was able, with runners at second and third, able to drive in this run. You look at all the infielders everywhere. Shot it right by the third baseman into the outfield. Stubbs almost stopped running. He's got to go to first. And then scored the winning run of DJ LeMahieu. Everybody excited. Not normal excitement. It was late into the night. They played an awful lot of baseball. And oh, by the way, there was a few pitchers used last night. All the moms that are mothers of pitchers, nobody got mad last night. Everybody got to play in the game. Everybody was excited. So there wasn't any unhappy moms last night. They all got to watch their sons play in this ball game last night. See the number of pitches thrown throughout the game. Scahill went 2 innings, very good 2 innings, and then Massett picked up the win.
Yeah, 10 pitchers used, matched a franchise high. And De La Rosa went 5 2/3. I know folks who may have missed the conclusion of the game. Obviously, Jorge unable to get a decision. He had departed with a 6-3 lead. You don't care how, you care how you get it done. And at the end of the night, the Rockies were able to walk away winners.
They were able to walk away winner. And at this point, I mean, you know, you're looking at, there's been so much publicity about 100 losses. That's the last thing you want to do is lose 100 games in a season. So every one of these wins mean a lot to that locker room, not to be a part of that and try to win as many as they can of these next 20 ball games.
Well, to get the sweep, it'll be tough today because they're going up against Tyson Ross. We'll have more on him in a few moments. When we come back, we want to brag on the Rockies' second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. Mark Stott will have his story when we return.
Rockies and the Padres. It is game number 3. I want to talk about that guy by the name of David John LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu, he kind of flies a little bit under the radar, but not so if you're a Rockies fan. He can do it offensively. In fact, last night, a 3-hit game. That double in the 12th inning led to the winning run that he scored. Comes into the game hitting .269. His average could be over .270 by today. And oh, the glove work. He does it all. The easy plays, the tough plays, he can turn to, and he's got that quiet throw to first base. Walt Weiss is, of course, impressed with DJ LeMahieu.
He's one of those infielders that, first of all, has great instincts, but has the ability to read swings. And that's very important as an infielder. It determines your range, it determines your first step, and he always seems to be in the right place at the right time because he's moving on contact, because he's got the ability to read swings.
Remember that, the ability to read swings. I asked Bud Black, the Padres manager, about DJ LeMahieu. He said, you know what, I don't know the kid, but from what I see, and he used the same word as Walt, he's got great instincts. And he said, I know when the ball gets hit to him, he's not going to mess it up. Chances are he's going to get the job done. And that's just what DJ LeMahieu does. He gets the job done offensively and defensively, game in and game out. He is as steady as they go. Rockies have won their 16th series of the season. Can they sweep it? We find out next. First pitch coming up on Root Sports.
Neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. By Inova Cancer Care, taking a novel approach to cancer care. Learn more about prostate cancer treatment at InovaCC.com. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at Southwest.com. More from the Snoop Cam at the bat rack. Franklin Morales trying to tunnel his way to good footing on the mound. Corey Spangenberg will get a start. He had an impact last night, came off the bench, a 2-run pinch hit home run, another hit after he stayed in the ballgame. He'll lead things off, and there's Reimer Liriano. He'll hit behind him. Let's take a look at the Southwest batting order of Bud Black on this Sunday afternoon, and it will feature Jed Jerko batting third. He had a good ball game last night. Rene Rivera will bat cleanup. Seth Smith, though it's left on left, will get the start in left field. Tommy Medica at first, Cameron Maben at center, Alexian Maristas at shortstop, and The very talented Tyson Ross is on the mound. Let's take a look at the ANOVA numbers on Mr. Morales, trying to bounce back from a subpar performance in Arizona. His ANOVA numbers brought to you by ANOVA Non-Surgical Treatment of Prostate Cancer. Visit ANOVACC.com.
Franklin Morales, runners in scoring position, 217 to add to all these numbers. With 2 outs, just 200. His last win came on July 8th, so it's been 9 games, 7 starts since that time. I'd like to pick up one here against the Padres. And against the National League West, 14 ball games, 9 starts for Morales. He's 5-0 with a 3.75. As good as Tyson Ross is, this young man has done as well against the National League West.
Let's take a look at the gloves for the Rockies this afternoon. Brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Corey Dickerson in left. Charlie Blackmon's going to play center. Drew Stubbs, at least initially, will watch. Ben Paulson getting his second start in right field. Rockies kind of experimenting with him out there. They've been so intrigued by the bat. He's blocked, of course, by Morneau at first base, which is his natural position. Rafael Inoue is getting the start at shortstop. Jackson Williams is behind the plate. There's Inoue. He's made a nice impression also, George, in his first couple of days in the big leagues.
He really made some nice plays at third base. Not only at shortstop, but at third, swung the bat well. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, he can play second, short, or third. He's got a big smile on his face, as he should, enjoying his first taste of the big leagues after many seasons in the minor leagues. Bright, sunshiny day. Franklin Morales looking behind him. Always make sure your fielders are set before you deliver the first pitch, and that first pitch is in there. Strike one, according to C.B. Buckner. Rockies have won 3 in a row. They have not won 4 in a row since June 11th through the 15th. 1 ball game came at home. That's fouled off. The next 3 came on the road in San Francisco when they swept the Giants. They actually won 5 in a row during that period of time. 79 degrees, the game time temperature.
Another beautiful day in Denver. Beautiful day for baseball. A little later on, a little beautiful day, or beautiful night, I should say, for Broncos.
That's right. Spangenberg got on 3 pitches. Broncos open up at home, like I need to tell you, against Andrew Luck and
well,
the
I mean, a lot of people
Colts.
might not know. Come on, Drew. You know, there's
Yeah.
a couple of people that haven't read the papers or watched TV or listened to the radio in the last couple of months.
Yeah, somebody who may have been in outer Mongolia or something the last couple of months may not have been aware. Just dropped into town today. All right, 1 out. Good start for Frankie, and Reimer Liriano will come up. And all strikes so far. Gotta like that.
Typical. I mean, Frankie's a guy that does throw an awful lot of strikes, and he competes. That's the good part about Franklin Morales. He's going to compete till they come get the ball and take it away from him. Good cutter today.
You know, it's funny, George, and I don't know if you felt this during your career and you had to warm up quick and then you're in the ball game. It's a more deliberate process with a starting pitcher. And I think back to Tyler Matzik and what he told us after the ball game, the gem he threw a couple of days ago, 3-hit shutout. And he said, I was awful in the bullpen. And then he comes out on the field and he's electric.
Well, that happens a lot. You're walking out of the bullpen thinking in your mind, oh boy, everybody duck. This is not going to be a good day. And for whatever reason, when you get in that dugout and you get around your teammates, the adrenaline might kick an extra inch, and you go out and you throw a slider and you go, oh, I didn't have that in the bullpen the whole day. Maybe it is going to be a pretty good day. And you just kind of change through it. And as you work through a ball game, you start to find a lot of other things. But what it does tell you, that you've had nights when you warmed up and you thought, I'm throwing a no-hitter tonight. And you're gone in the second inning, give up 6 runs.
There's another strikeout. Morales fans Liriano. Change up.
I like what Jackson's doing behind the plate, really working his pitcher over. You see the inside, outside, and then now the pitch up and away for the strikeout. On a Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. Jackson Williams, a very good catch and receive guy. And this time he called a very good pitch in a good situation.
Jerko takes a look outside, ball one. And that's on the corner, 1-2. Jerko had a good day yesterday, mainly because he kept hitting against De La Rosa. Few guys have great numbers against Jorge. He does. 2-2. There's always one guy. Jerko 2 for 5 yesterday, drove in a couple of runs. There's De La Rosa. He was all excited today in the clubhouse because he had a new shipment of bats in, and he was pinging them, you know. And I said, really? I was kidding. And I said, well, after all, you did have a knock last night.
He did have a base hit last night. Pitchers love to swing the bat. And last night pitched well enough to get a win out of the ball game. Just didn't happen that way.
And then Vinny came by, Vinny Castillan, was giving him a hard time. He said, you're down like this ball's lying to left and in front of Dickerson for a base hit. Vinny was giving him a hard time. He said, you used to be a 185, 190 hitter. He said, now you're down like 145. And he said, no, I think he said 154. Doug, you'll check. He knew exactly what he was hitting. Actually, I have it in front of me now. De La Rosa's hitting 151. He said 151.
I was going to let you know those stats you tape every day right here.
Right next to me.
They have them on there.
Yeah, I forgot
Up
about
to date, too, by the way.
De La was like a little leaguer. Knew exactly what the batting average was. 2 outs. Jerko at first, and Rene Rivera, who caught Friday night, is at the plate. It's a high fly ball to right field. Ben Paulson's out there. He makes the catch. When you're in a new position, the ball will always find you. First hitter the other night found Paulson. Putting a little pine tar on the bat, getting ready to go. He'll lead things off naturally for the Rockies against a tough customer in Tyson Ross. Let's take a look at the Southwest batting order for Walt Weiss. Rafael Enoa is going to bat second. Then Justin Morneau, Nolan Arenado, Corey Dickerson, Paulson, who's torn the cover off the ball against righties. DJ LeMahieu had a good ball game yesterday. He's had a good homestand. Jackson Williams and Franklin Morales. Speaking of good homestands, Justin Morneau, he's had good homestands, good road trips. He's had a great season. Tyson Ross, we delve more deeply into his numbers, brought to you by Inova. non-surgical treatment of prostate cancer. Visit AnovaCC.com. This guy's pretty special, George.
Yeah, 184 strikeouts. That's 5th in the National League to go along with these numbers. ERA in the National League. Kershaw, Cueto, Hamels, continued All-Stars. Wainwright, All-Star. Well, Ross is 4th among that group of 5 pitchers, so he's pitched very, very well.
And he was an All-Star this year as well, deservedly so. How about this? 14 straight quality starts, an all-time San Diego Padre record.
And over that span, 7 and 6 with a 1.93 earned run average, and the opposition has hit 210. And you go, wait, 193? Well, they don't score a lot of runs either. It's not just when some of the pitchers pitch, it seems to be all of them.
It's easy heat at 95 with sink. And one of the other things that just jumps off the page of statistics at you is what lefties have hit against him, just 224. In fact, righties are hitting 226. I mean, neither side of the plate's having much success against him.
Exactly.
Now, one more note on the quality start deal. Here's the 2-1 on Charlie, who does own a home run, by the way, against Ross. Check this out, guys. Dating back to 1914. 1914. That's a long time ago. That's 100 years, right? The only other major league pitcher with a longer streak of quality starts, allowing 6 or fewer hits, Houston's Mike Scott, who went 17 games in that great season for the Astros, '86, when the Mets, in a great series, was able to take them out. Mike Scott was arguably, along with Dwight Gooden, the best pitcher in baseball that year. Think about it. He can match that today.
Wow. Big number. Isn't that something?
2 guys in 100 years. 3-2 on Charlie.
What's that tell you?
Well, he gets a strikeout, and he generally gets a lot of those.
Why'd Renee tag Charlie? I thought the ball was up. I mean, it was up off the dirt. What any reason to tag him?
Did he drop it? I didn't.
Nah. No, he did. I guess he dropped it after the catch.
Here's San Diego defensively, brought to you by Excel Energy. Seth Smith's in left, Cameron Maben in center, Reimer Liriano is in right. Spangenberg, you may remember, was in the outfield last night. He's an infielder by trade, so he's at a more natural spot for him. Amarista, Jerko, Medica, Rivera is a good receiver. Noah last year, or this year I should say, in the Springs hit 297, a career 270 hitter in 773 minor league ball games. Ross has never beaten the Rockies, though. He's 0-3.
I like it. You see what Wolcott just did to umpire third? That was awesome. Mike, you got that? Mike Fox is our producer. Watch this. Yeah, I'm going to do it right after. You'll see it right after this pitch. I'm telling you, this ball was stung too. He made it look pretty easy.
Broken back. 4-3.
Watch this play. Not that play. Watch this play. I'm telling you, this is you don't see this very often. Watch this. Bam, bare hand. Here you go. Give that to the fan. They even clap for him. He just snagged it right out of the air.
He's got good hands. A little baseball
Okay,
in his
another
background.
smile. Yeah, that was nice.
Two outs, and here's Morneau. 4 for 6 last night. His average to 314. First 4-hit ball game of the season for Justin last night. He's had a 5-hit game in his career.
Boy, that ball's got a lot of heavy sink and run.
Does, doesn't it?
Yeah, velocity backing it up. 96 with that last fastball.
1-1 on Morneau, and that's a changeup.
That's going to take it to the next level for Tyson Ross, where you become at 15, even a little higher. Last night, Morneau put things on the board early. Put this one up on the facade of the deck above the Rockies Padres bullpen in right center field. Time
for our Coors Light Cold Hard Fact on Justin Morneau. All-time average against the Padres of guys with at least 75 at bats.
Wayne
McDowell's on there.
Wayne Krenchicki played at Miami, and I think he played with me. Actually, I think he was on the Boulder Collegians in '75.
Really? Good names on there. We haven't said O.B. McDowell in a while.
In a long time.
McGuire, Brian Giles, former Padre himself, Justin Morneau. Wayne Krenchicki. So you played with him, you can't remember.
I don't know. He was an infielder, I think. Middle infielder. Was he a middle infielder, Doug?
4-hit game for Morneau is the 15th of his career. Spangenberg, did he get it there? No. Leg hit for Morneau, who always goes hard.
Well, you know what? That's the difference in a guy that's going to hit 315, 320. They pick up those 4 or 5 extra points during the course of the year, running hard up the first base line on a weak ground ball in the infield. He beats it out. He beats it out by a pretty good margin, too. Not a lot of question to this.
Well, listen, you start smelling a batting title, and he plays like that all the time. It's not as if this was May, he would have jogged up the line. He goes hard all the time, and he's rewarded with it. He's rewarded for that effort with the base hit, is the way I should phrase it. Nolan Arenado now at the plate. A 1 on Nolan, now 0-2. Said this before, if you were to build a pitcher the perfect body for it, Tyson Ross may have it, man. 6'4", 6'5", lean, strong, wide shoulders.
I'm a big on wide shoulders. I don't care if they're 6'5" or 5'11". I like wide shoulders. I think they're going to be hard throwers, and I think they're going to stay around for a long time without injury. Got the good lower half. They list him at 225. He appears bigger.
And the ball was held, so a strikeout of Arenado, second of the inning. Morneau left at first. We'll go to the second, no score.
that inflammation in his left wrist. It has calmed down. And guess what? Today is Willeen Rosario Baby Bull Bobblenome Day. The Baby Bull nickname was given to him by Vinny Castilla, and it has stuck.
Nobody call for my name. Nobody call me Rosie, Rosario, Willeen. They call me Baby Bull. So everywhere I go, they say Baby Bull, and even with the fans, when I meet somebody, when I go into a restaurant or the mall, anybody doesn't know my name for Rosario. They know me, oh, that's Baby Bull. And I say, oh, okay, this is Baby Bull.
He said this is his little Baby Bull. It says Baby Bull on the jersey on the back. Drew and George, I was thinking about some nicknames in baseball, one of them being Charlie Hustle with Pete Rose, and I read a couple of things. One was Whitey Ford said that he hustled down on a walk in spring training. Another was that he hustled on a home run that Mickey Mantle hit and was way out of the park. Can you confirm that story, and are there any nicknames that you love in baseball?
Well, I can't confirm the story because I wasn't there, so I don't know if it's just somebody fictitiously writing stories again, or
I don't know if you heard it over the years.
Nah, I really didn't hear anything about that over the years. As you look at the Baby Bull, no, I mean, you know, Goose was one of them that you think of Gossage, and it's Goose. I was given a nickname by Goose Lumpy, and for various reasons, but Lumpy, and I mean, you just get some different names stuck to you, you know, that you don't really even think about with guys.
Yeah, just off the top of my head, there's been some great nicknames, and everybody knows in a locker room, no matter what the sport, most people end up with a nickname. But the Kid, and thinking of Ken Griffey Jr., and he played the game with that youthful enthusiasm. He got here as a kid, and he never left because he was great. That's one nickname.
Stan the Man, baby. Yeah, he was the man. Stan the Man Musial, because he was a man among boys for so long.
I'll give you one that
another one was Keith Hernandez. They called him Taco all the time because his last name was Hernandez, so he picked up the nickname Taco, and that's what everybody called him for years, his teammates.
How about the toy cannon?
That's a great one. Jimmy Wynn.
Forearms are like cannons.
I'll give you one. I don't know. Broadcasters refer to him as such. I don't know if his teammates do. I'm not privy to that. But when you think of the captain in baseball, who do you think of? Think of Derek Jeter.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of that. They do call him that, the captain. You know, and well deserved. Today they celebrated again, obviously, Derek Jeter Day. The mayor gave it Derek Jeter Day. But when you have Michael Jordan, Dave Winfield, and all the other wonderful teammates that he had, that he played with, were there at Yankee Stadium today. Received numerous gifts. One of them a massage tailor from the trainer with the Yankees. Jeter, let me tell you, folks, pretty good player, great player. And I hope he doesn't walk away from the game totally. I know most Yankees, when they become an ex-Yankee, they're usually in spring training, spending time with the minor leaguers, the big leaguers, and the fans, and hanging around a little bit. I know that I hope Derek does that. A 14-time All-Star, 6-time World Series champion. Man, what a player. World Series MVP in 2000.
Yeah, an unbelievable player. Something tells me that you're not going to see a lot of him. He's a very, very private guy. He's guarded that privacy better than anybody I've ever seen with his fame, particularly playing in New York, because there's a strikeout at Tommy Medica.
He hasn't shown up on much social media, but here today at Yankee Stadium.
Derek Jeter.
He's a guy, whether you are a Yankee fan or not, whether you're a casual baseball fan or a hardcore baseball fan, you have to have the utmost respect for. I'll give you another nickname, by the way, the Say Hey Kid.
How about the Splendid Splinter?
Yeah.
Ted Williams. Boy, the truck's fast, aren't they? Susan's fast. Susan Strand again down at the controls in the machine. Yeah, Mr. October, and I guess is that do you have one for Dave Winfield, Mr. May? That's what George called him so politely after Reggie left there.
I don't think it was.
It wasn't politely.
Yeah.
Well, what a fun teammate. You know, a lot of those guys you're seeing, I had the opportunity to play with, and that was a lot of fun to play on those ball clubs with those players.
Well, Frankie's got it going. May have been out in front, 1-2. Lefty. Been a few guys called lefty. I think of Steve Carlton,
who lives here in Colorado.
Down in Durango. Strike 3. Cameron Maben has to toss the bat away. And now the helmet. Franklin has struck out 4 for the first 6 outs he's recorded. Second inning with George Frazier and Mark Stout. I'm Drew Goodman. Corey Dickerson will be first against Tyson Ross. Hey, tweet us your Rockies fan photos. We have a lot of fun showing you fan photos during the ball game. And the way you do it, use the hashtag #COFanPhoto. It's brought to you each night by AT&T. It's also brought to you by AT&T when the Rockies play a day game, as they are right now. Got confused there, didn't you, George?
No, I did not.
Lumpy.
I did not get confused.
You want to that's a base hit up the middle for Dickerson. He had 3 of those last night. Do you want to divulge as to why you were called Lumpy? Is it a family story?
Well, no, it wasn't family at all. It was actually in New York about the Saturday game of the week. Walking down the tunnels with Dom Scala, who was the bullpen coach, and I actually ran into the air conditioner. And then they took me back in the trainer's room. And the doc had to come in from the beach. He wasn't very happy. And Goose and Nettles shaved my head in a circle at the very top. And I had some stitches put in, and I came in and pitched that day. And then they were opening the bus 3 days later and hit me in the side of the jaw. Goose goes, "You look like Lumpy." So he had a very nice turquoise and silver Western belt buckle made with Lumpy on it. You still have it at home.
Still got it, huh? Got to break that out sometime. Ben Paulson's at the plate. Dickerson at first. Paulson playing the outfield for just the 8th time in his professional career. 2 now in the big leagues. He had 4 in right field in the minor leagues, 2 in left field. I asked him about that. He said, really, the last time I played the outfield was my junior year of high school. But you know what? If he was told to go play shortstop right now, he'd run out there gladly.
Hey, if you play hitter really well, you get a chance to play. It doesn't matter. They'll find a spot for you to go stand for 3 outs. And he plays hitter pretty good.
Tweet us your questions using the hashtag Toyota Talk and watch as we answer your questions during the 5th inning of every game. Runner going, and with the hit and run, Paulson able to get a piece of the baseball to protect Dickerson. Paulson pinch hit last night, was called out on a fastball on the outer edge of the plate. Two for 4 in his major league debut, which came on July 21st against Washington. Slowly hit, and they're going to get the out at second. That's a good play by Medica.
Yeah, but nobody went on to first to complete it if he had an opportunity to. At the lead runner, that's a good move. Once you get the verbal that he has it as a pitcher, you got to continue your momentum to go on to first base. As they received it at shortstop, Amarista had thoughts of going and make the exchange, realized nobody was there.
DJ LeMahieu at the plate. DJ last night 3 for 6, including a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Got a 5-game hitting streak, 9 for 19 as he takes ball 1. He's hit 400 against the Pods this year, 20 for 50. Got the game-winning rally started in the 12th with a double to right. Stubbs brought him home. This ball line to center field. Another base hit for DJ. Paulson to second. 2 on, 1 out. That'll bring up Jackson Williams. Remember, when the Rockies score 7 or more during any game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day and do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Liv Moss at Taco Bell. And you can do it today because the Rockies in 12 innings yesterday won 7-6.
Ross has already given up 3 hits here in an inning and a third of work. You look at his overall numbers, 187 innings, 153 hits. He just doesn't give up many.
Tyson Ross, a product of Cal Berkeley. Walt looks on. His brother's a good-looking pitching prospect in the Padres organization, Joe Ross.
You have a few brothers like that running around in baseball. Rex brothers, Hunter brothers, pitched this year at Grand Junction.
Good block by Rivera. This year, Joe Ross pitched in High A with Lake Elsinore, went 8-6 with a 3.98 ERA, 19 starts. And then he was moved up to San Antonio in Double-A ball, was 2-0 there with a 3.60.
On that rise is getting opportunities.
Struck out, you'll like this, George. He struck out 19 in Double-A, walked just 1.
Do like that. Guys that are strike throwers usually win.
Pick play on, and getting in, and then the ball got away. Paulson got back in anyhow, and the ball escaped Amarista for a moment. That was a set play between between Rene Rivera and Amarista. He broke right after the pitch crossed the plate. Watch Amarista.
Yeah, kind of actually broke a little bit early for that, but it was a set play between the two of them. They were hoping to pick on Paulson, who was getting a pretty good lead out there. And the snap throw back, got his foot right in front of the bag, too, to prevent that easy slide in head first.
Jackson drives it to deep left field. Smith going back, still going back. He's run out of room. 3-run home run, Jackson Williams. career home run.
So excited, he almost caught everybody in front of him. Way to go, Okie. Nice job. Got a starting pitcher that had struck out 4 of the first 6 and only given up 1 hit. And you spot him to a 3-run lead. Boy, that dugout's happy for that young man. Boy, you love to see it. Got a slider up in the middle of the plate at 88 miles an hour, and he knew he caught it well. So did everybody else in the park. Smith gave chase, and it ends up into that left field bleachers and a 3-0 Rockies lead. Well, one more look at this on the Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mo, and watch the eyes get big. Hanging sliders, they typically do. Boy, really good swing. Good for Jackson.
It's the 13th home run allowed by Ross this year. Well, it's always going to be unforgettable. The first one's come off a high quality right-hander in Tyson Ross. 3-0 Colorado. And it's 2-1 now on Franklin Morales.
I just wanted to see his expression run up the first line going, did I get it? Did I get it? What did I do? What happened? And yeah, you got it. All the home run hitters give him a hard time, but you got to slow down, man. You can't catch me.
Fouled off by Frankie. Jackson hit 41 home runs in the minor leagues over 663 games.
Not a guy that has typically hit for a high average. I think his career 235, 240 average at the minor league level. Always been a catch and receive, catch and throw guy, and then now this big home run. Boy, what a good day.
And a walk now. So Ross struggling with the bottom of the lineup, flustered perhaps by giving up the 3-run home run to Williams. Walks his counterpart Morales.
Yeah, Darren Balsley out for a quick conversation.
I'm just guessing this is the earliest Darren Balsley's had to visit Tyson Ross in 3 months.
Yeah, you're probably right. He hadn't had to walk out there too many different times, particularly over the last 14 starts. And he hung a slider, he hit it out. All right, let's go. Come on now, pound the strike zone. You just walked the pitcher. Let's get after it. Get you a double play and get out of this thing.
Auto glass issues, trust Safelite online at safelite.com, on the phone at 303-287-5000. Charlie, his first time up, caught looking. Charlie 2 for 6, including a home run against Ross in their matchups. One ball, one strike. Rockies last night pounded out 18 hits in the 12 innings of work.
Steady diet of sliders. A little surprising by that.
Well,
when you throw a 95-mile-an-hour sinker, you hung one to Jackson. He hit it out of the ballpark. Was kind of surprised that you would stick with that slider the entire time.
He's thrown more sliders than any other pitcher in the big leagues. He came in, he had thrown 1,209 sliders this year, and he had forced a swing and miss on 44% of those. That's
well, it's a swing and miss slider, but the point is you're blowing pretty good.
Gives up a base hit there to Blackman. Morales is going to go first to third.
Well, Morales is a very good athlete. Signed as an outfielder originally. He knows how to run the bases. Tyson Ross trying to figure some things out early here. Back to the slider again. Shot through the right side out of the reach of Medica. And boy, man, you look at Frankie take off. He didn't hesitate. Made that perfect turn, cut the bag really well, standing up at third base.
Rockies evidently not done here in the second inning. Not content with the 3 they already have. Rafael Inoa. Grounded to second an inning ago. Charlie takes off. That's what Ross is thinking about.
25 stolen bases. Grandal does not have the same success as Rivera has behind the plate. Rivera, they've stole 50 bases on Rivera, but he's caught 29.
That was a thought at bunny, not a suicide squeeze, if you're wondering. The runner at third, A is a pitcher, and B, most importantly, wasn't coming down the line full tilt. He was reading it. See if Blackman goes here. You got to go in that direction. And George, I'm not so sure Tyson Ross in mid. As soon as he lifted to third, remembered I can't fake in that direction and come back to first, so I better throw it, because his third baseman Spangenberg is 15 feet off the rail, not 15 feet, but 10 feet off the bag.
Well, it's going to be a throw on a pickoff. And that's a design play also, just like the back pick was to second.
2-0. Well, the Rockies have Ross on the ropes early. There goes Blackman, and swung on and missed. Not going to get Charlie. And now two are in scoring position for Inoa.
26th stolen base for Charlie Blackman. Well, what an accomplishment for Charlie. I'd like to see him get 3 more home runs, join that 2020 club. Big jump off the big right-hander. The throw was on the money. Charlie just outran everything.
Get it in play. Infield halfway. It's a called strike. Ross does ring up the strikeouts. George described that. That's what he's hunting here, and Inoa's trying to, as I said, get it in play, and maybe something good happens. Got eaten up inside.
Yeah, pretty fooled by that pitch. 89-mile-an-hour slider under his hands.
3 strikeouts for Ross.
Yeah, the infield, everybody can back up normal position. See if they're going to walk him, I would think. Yep, they will.
They want to go right on right.
Well, I would do the same thing. Morneau is as hot as anybody in the game right now. Even though Nolan, great hitter, great RBI guy, and he's one of those guys that take offense to this. His average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position for Nolan Arenado has been good all year. Already 51 pitches thrown. Nolan Nolan's .286 average, 17 RBIs with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
Nolan also becomes the 9th man to hit here in the 2nd inning. I don't care what level it is, who you are, what you're hitting at the time. If the team out of the field walks the guy in front of you to get to you, you do take it personally, even if it's the soundest of baseball decisions.
And Nolan struck out on 3 straight pitches before. Hard sinker in. He went slider away first, strike 1, then hard sinker in, and then ran it back in there one more time.
Again, he comes in at 96. Smoke to short. Amarista makes a nice play and saves a couple of runs. But in the inning, the Rockies put up a 3 spot. Jackson Williams, first major league home run. 3-run jack. On the Jackson Williams big fly. Go to the 3rd inning. Franklin Morales has been outstanding so far. Let's take a look at our cool stat brought to you by Steel T Heating and Air. Never a trip charge for a repair. $69 value. Steel T, the T stands for trust. Go to steelt.com. San Diego's hitting just .221 out on the road. That's the lowest in the big league since the '81 Cubs hit .218 on the road. The record, the '72 White Sox hit .209 on the road. Padres overall, it's not like they're tearing the cover off at Petco. They're .225 overall, which is last in the big leagues. And they had that historic month of 171 overall in June, worst ever for a month. They're hitting .223 so far in September, .249 in July, .249 in August. You don't usually celebrate a 249 average, but for them that was cause to break out the champagne, I guess. Padres also hitting just 215 with runners in scoring position. That too isn't last, but you got to take advantage of it. And the Padres, because of their pitching, well, they obviously aren't going to the postseason or anything like that. They are in third place in the NL West. They're ahead of the Rockies, ahead of the Diamondbacks. Despite a very poor offense, they've won their share of games. In fact, they're now 11 under 500, but they arrived here 9 under 500 and playing the second best baseball of any team in the National League since the All-Star break. They're still 4 games over 500 at 25 and 21 since the break, even after the last 2 days. Amarista takes a strike. It's 2-1. Frankie's pounded the strike zone so far. Of his 30 pitches, only 10 balls.
Well, every time I've watched it, the pitcher gets on base, they run the bases, they go first to third, they do whatever. That next inning, for whatever reason, and I guarantee you can go back and look it up if you can find it, they have a little bit of a rough first couple at bats against guys. So I hope that's not the case with Frankie today. He took his time in the dugout. There was quite a few more at bats after that, 4 to be exact. So he had an opportunity to be able to catch his breath and get prepared for this inning.
On the ground to short. And Noah got rid of the baseball quickly. 1 out. That'll bring up Tyson Ross. Subaru brings you the manager's challenge. If there's a questionable call, instant replay will be used to determine the outcome. It's brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Ross takes inside, ball 1.
Don't return the favor, Frankie. Let's get back in that strike zone pretty quick. And what I mean by return the favor, Ross walked Frank. You don't need to do that one.
Two and one on Ross. Went to Cal. He was born in Berkeley. Cal coach would have taken a rash of heat. The local kid got somewhere else, huh?
It's happened, but yeah, he wouldn't have been very happy.
And it's 3-2 on Ross.
I really laughed here because my senior year, Bobby Deathridge, myself, Keith Drumright, Kelly Snyder the next year, and 3 of those guys, you know, Bobby ended up in big leagues, Keith ended up in the big leagues. All of us went to Oklahoma except for Deathridge, and he signed with the Dodgers. And the guy at Missouri, Gene McQuarters, was the head coach at the time. Well, none of those guys could play. I didn't want them anyway. We just kicked him every year. While we were at OU.
He didn't recruit any of you guys?
Didn't recruit not one of us. It was amazing.
What about Southwest, which was right there?
Oh yeah, they did. But once Oklahoma and some other schools stepped in, and you know, Southwest Missouri State at the time, just Bill Rowe was the head coach. He stepped aside, and Keith Gutton took over.
How about Arkansas? That's not that far away.
And they didn't come out and talk to any of us. It was amazing.
Was Oklahoma State decent back then?
No. Chet Bryant sat in a rocking chair in the dugout. They were not. But when Gary Ward came there, obviously everything changed.
How about UT? Texas always had it going.
Yeah, but you know what? It's amazing. You look at the California schools, they have a lot of California kids. You look at Texas, they have a lot of Texas kids. You know, and the ones that they go after if they want them are in Oklahoma. I mean, they're not in Oklahoma. They're in Arizona and California kids that they get to come there.
That's found off. Nebraska's put together a good program recruiting Midwestern kids.
Sure. If you're looking for a great ticket deal, check out the Blake Street deal, available to select games throughout September. $20.14. Visit Rockies.com/specials to get yours today. Well, Asheville tourists, they're in the finals. They play Hagerstown. That starts tomorrow. And then Tulsa will take on Midland. First two games to be played at One Oak Field in Tulsa on Tuesday and Wednesday.
You know, I should know better, and I messed this up the other day, George, because I say I should know better because I'm from back east. It's Hagerstown. And a couple people
I always
tweeted
call
me.
it Hagerstown.
Yeah.
I know it's Hagerstown, but baseball world calls it. They don't call it Hagerstown. It's Hagerstown.
What baseball world is that?
In the minor leagues. All the guys around this part.
Glove flip, but that's safe. Pretty though. Glove flip from DJ, and Inoa grabbed it barehanded.
Well, what makes it pretty is the two haven't played very much together. You know, you don't know that you're going to anticipate the glove flip.
Spangenberg beat the throw, but let's watch again.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. You know, you really don't think when you haven't played together like this. DJ's like, hey, well, let's just play a little flip here, and then a bare hand over. And a Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mo. But Black's coming out because I really don't think I'm not sure Inoa got on the bag at all. No.
Neighborhood play. It's all right.
Adam Hamari is the second base umpire. As Bud talks to him about the thumbs up.
It's not reviewable either. And Hamari staring it down. When was the last time? You know, we'll see maybe once a year where that play, where you get a safe call on the old neighborhood play. Coming over now is Dan Iasanye.
Bud's just asking, would you guys have a conversation, see what you saw? CB Buckner, you have two young umpires, two veteran umpires, and really one veteran, and CB Buckner.
Well, listen, Bud Black accomplished what he wanted to. He's getting those guys to have a conference. I don't see how somebody can overrule that when Amari's 5 feet away.
They're kind of yelling at Bud right now, and he's still walking off. Well, you know what? I saw it one other time. John Sherlock was behind home plate, and he called a guy out at second in Miami. And it was the year late 1999 or maybe 2000. And John from behind home plate called the guy out. He said, "You missed the call. He's out." He overruled him as a veteran umpire.
Well, listen, here's
the deal. Doesn't matter. He's out. I mean, we can sit here and talk about it for 45 minutes or an hour and show 400 replays. They saw it differently than what we saw, so he's out. Right?
Listen, last night we saw a slide. I think it was Will Venable, and the rule is you have to be able to touch the base when you go after.
Right.
Exactly. When you go after the middle infielder, if you can reach out with your hand and touch the base, then it's still a legal slide. It probably was questionable, but that's not called that frequently either. So the reason the neighborhood play exists, if you're wondering at home, is to protect those middle infielders who take hits from the runners trying to break up too. Two outs. Reimer Liriano's at the plate. Ooh, that was really close.
Well,
Spangenberg just got back in.
Frankie set it up beautifully because he faked and stepped off the back of the mound like he was going to throw, and then kind of had a little hesitation. Spangenberg at first base. This time he went up, snap throw over to first base. Close. See, there's the step off and fake. Keith Schultz doesn't like it. He's got to wash the uniform again.
2-1. Two outs in the third inning. The only hit allowed so far by Frankie. Jed Jerko, a clean single to left in the first. Runner going, throw to second, safe.
And he got a big jump, even though Frankie picked over there 3 or 4 times. Jackson Williams 0 for 4 now behind the plate on throwing out base runners. Not necessarily maybe his fault in this situation, but a stolen base, his first this year. Pretty good jump off Frankie. So many guys are sliding late now. You see a lot of middle infielders that once they catch the ball, that time DJ didn't, it slid out from under his glove, but they apply that tag and keep it on them as their momentum has been taking them through the bag. Just a little disconnect and you end up with an out sometimes.
One and slider is in there for a strike. 3-2. Line drive right at Noah. He makes the catch. End of inning number 3 from the Padres offensive perspective. Rockies up 3-0. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Ford Fusion. Power you want, good looks too. Ford, go further. By Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at southwest.com. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Rockies have a 3-run home run from Jackson Williams as he eavesdrop on the Rockies bat rack again. We go to the bottom of the third, and the Rockies will have Corey Dickerson to lead things off. Last inning, he led things off with a base hit, and that led to the 3-run uprising. Nearly led to more. The Rockies loaded the bases after that. Tyson Ross was able to get Nolan Arenado on a sharp one-hop ground ball toward the hole that Amarista turned into a force out. One ball, one strike on Corey. Dickerson 10 for 21 on this homestand. Couple of home runs, 5 ribbies. 2 home runs came in the same game, that series finale and season finale against the Giants. 21st and 22nd of the year. Rockies done a better job at home the last few weeks, 10-4 at Coors Field. And you said it the other day, George, a couple of times, in fact, of late, that on this next road trip, the Rockies will have an opportunity to mess with St. Louis a little bit. They'll have the Mets first. Obviously, the Mets aren't going to the postseason, but then you're going to take on the Cardinal team that's first in the Central.
Yeah, and they're winning today. They're winning 9-1. It's a final in Milwaukee right now, so they go to 5 games up. Here's the thing about it. After you get done with St. Louis 3, you come home and you got the Los Angeles Dodgers here for 3. Then you go to San Diego. Well, you got Arizona for 4. Then you go to San Diego. And then you turn around and have the Dodgers the last 3 there. So, I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now in L.A. Just a 2-game lead over San Francisco.
And here's what I like about it, George. And you remember these times when you were a player, a young player, and then when you were a veteran player and young players came up, people say, well, some temper lies. This ball's sharply hit, but right to Jerko. But if you're talking about a young player, whether it's a Ben Paulson or a Rafael Ynoa, or maybe even more appropriately, a Tyler Matson, who's in a really good place right now, and you're facing a team that's in the heat of a pennant race with an A lineup out there, you learn a little bit more about that individual and how they'll compete when they're competing against the best, when the best has a lot on the line.
And it's a fine line for Walt, because it's difficult at times to put a Paulson in when you're playing St. Louis versus Charlie Blackmon, Stubbs, and Dickerson in your outfield, because obviously San Francisco and the rest of baseball is looking at your lineup too. Not to take anything away from a Ben Paulson or some of these guys just coming up from AAA, but you've got to be able to, they're going to want the #1 lineup out there going against Wainwright.
Sure, absolutely. And that's why it's probably a more appropriate thought on a guy like Matson, because Matson's starting pitcher.
And
he's going to be in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he's proven he can handle. I mean, it's, you know, Paulson, the thing about Matson, ow, that blew up. He's not a September call-up. You know, Matson's got 16 starts under his belt. He's got a half a year up here.
That was a major league.
Well, I said it last night.
Job right there.
For $19.99, you can buy Kitchen-Matic every Christmas and take it up, and it can handle a lot of things, chop and dice. And well, that's exactly what this sinker did right here. It just diced this bat into about 12 pieces, maybe 25.
When you have a whole team,
I loved that when I did that.
I'm sure you did. When you have a team of bat boys come out to have to pick up the
ground crew
pieces.
comes out.
2 gone. DJ LeMahieu, who singled to center field and scored. He's at the plate. It's got to be odd for DJ. So used to hitting 8, hitting 7, with Jackson Williams hitting behind him. Fastball at 96 for a strike. One and two. Two and two. DJ working his way back in. tough pitch to lay off.
Yeah, how did you? I'm glad you did. It's just usually sometimes when you get a pitch like that that's so nasty, you know, and it's in the heart of the plate like that, you're thinking about taking a swing at it, but you lay off of it. Rene tried to pull that up out of the strike zone. Rivera could not do that, so DJ's got a 3-2 count.
And DJ, after being behind 0-2, works out a walk.
Good at that.
Jackson Williams. So what do you do for an encore, Jackson?
I hit another one. Right? See if he gets a slider again. I don't think he will. Slider hanging. Goodbye. Thanks for dropping in. Nice catch.
On Williams, 2 outs, DJ at first, and a bouncing ball to second. Rockies done in their half of the third. We turn the page to inning number 4. Rockies 3 and the Padres nothing. Rockies looking for the sweep.
He's there. DJ LeMahieu in his last AB. He was down on the count 0-2 and he worked out a walk, had a hit in his first at bat. That's kind of what DJ does. He's steady at the plate, and in the field, he's pretty spectacular. Listen to Nolan Arenado.
He's the best defensive second baseman in the game. I mean, he's obvious. I think he's a Gold Glover. I mean, I think he's proved it this year. I mean, he makes all routine plays. He makes every play. He makes every throw on the line. Or so, you know, I have to give him credit. I think he's one of the best in the game.
Drew and George, I was talking to Walt Weiss and Bud Black about DJ today, and Walt said, yeah, and remember, he's 6'4", and he's not like a slight guy. He's pretty big for the range that he has. And Bud Black said, I don't really know him, but I get the feeling that he's got great instincts. There's some guys you might hit the ball to and you think, I got a chance of getting on. Not that guy. And then he jokingly said, Arenado, we hit it there and we think we're getting on all the time. He was laughing. And then he said, does Arenado do what he does against us, against every team? And I said, yeah, pretty much every night he does what he does against the Padres. But I mean, you got a solid infield. Of course, Tulowitzki's hurt, but we've been talking about it all year long. And DJ hasn't disappointed.
I think from left to right, it's the best defensive infield in the National League. I don't want to say in baseball, it's unfair. We don't see enough of all the American League teams. But your point on DJ and the one that Bud Black expressed his opinion on is absolutely right, in that DJ's a guy like a fine wine. You have to watch every day to appreciate, because you may not see something just watching him one day where you say, boy, what a great player. But if you watch him for 2-3 weeks, if a scout's watching him, George, you realize he has great instincts, he has great aptitude for the game.
Well, what I think when I watch him play, his first year, good player, did a lot of things right. Now, as I watched that second and this year, learning the hitters and how guys are pitching to them, his positioning and getting the balls that he gets to is ridiculous. And how far he's able to range both glove side and arm side and make plays. I mean, and I think having a shortstop's arm, what he is, he's Jeff Kent without the power. You know, he's going to hit for a high average, he's going to cover for a lot of ground, he's going to turn double plays, he's going to do all those things, but he's a big, strong second baseman.
Yeah, and I think, and with all due respect to Jeff Kent, and I see the comparison because of the size. I think he's a better fielder.
Oh, he's better. He's got a lot more range than him.
Yeah.
I mean, this infield, when healthy, with Tulowitzki, it's a shortstop, DJ. I mean, this is a very, very solid infield.
It's airtight. Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. On the corner to Rene Rivera, strike one. With Rivera behind the plate, he's been behind the plate 72 times this year. Their club ERA, and this is something a lot of folks in baseball look at. What's the catcher's ERA? Well, they have a 2.81 ERA with him behind the plate, which is the best catcher ERA in the big leagues of catchers that have caught at least 500 innings.
And what it does is just, you know, with this pitching staff, a lot of young guys too, don't think they're all veteran guys, but able to work a guy through a game. And I'm big on what you just said too, Drew. I look at catchers' ERAs. You know, the throwouts, they look at throwouts, pass balls, wild pitches, that kind of stuff. But the number one thing to me is what his ERA is while receiving for a ball club. Tells you all about his game calling, how he's working pitchers through counts and innings.
One out, nobody on. 2-2 on Rivera. Got a good cutter today, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. I mean, he's had it for the last 2 or 3 starts, and I think that little lower rotation of the body makes Frankie stay back and not fly or run away from that pitch and keep really on top of it.
That's pulled foul.
See, he missed in, so he gets a long drive, but it's foul territory in order to get solid contact. Otherwise, you're going to catch it on the bottom half of the bat and drive it right into your shin. Who caught that? Did they catch it? Yes, they did, huh? He doesn't seem too excited. Yeah, you did.
He's gone. Rivera is the 5th strikeout for Frankie here in the 4th inning.
5th strikeout, but not a lot of pitches thrown for Frankie, just 60. Follow every Rockies game through the season's end with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone or tablet. Get replays, reviews, scores, stats, audio, and more. Download at bat on the App Store or visit Rockies.com/mobile today.
Seth Smith takes on the inside corner for a strike. And That's another strike.
Remember the big sweeper that Brothers threw last night? He reached out and just kind of flicked his bat at it. I think that when you slow it down a little bit, he's able to adjust with his hands much better. Becomes a lot better hitter. .417 hitter in his career versus Colorado. See that good fastball? I don't think it's there to catch up to it at 92. Now you place it in a good spot. He got an opportunity to get Seth out, but he loves, call them cripple hitters. You know, you hang a slider on the inner half, they smoke that ball. Make a mistake with a pitch up. Get into hitters counts versus pitchers counts, and right now you're in a big time pitchers count 0-2.
And Frankie gets a weak ground ball to Morneau. Good strong inning in the middle of the order. He gets Jerko on the ground out. Punch out of Rivera. Weak ground ball off the bat of Smith. 3-0 Colorado. Morales on his game. Sports, and we have your all-access pass. Tune in on Thursday starting at 6 for Inside Wyoming Football with Craig Bull for all things Cowboy football. Then at 6:30, it's the Rams Report with Jim McElwain. Thursday starting at 6 only on Root Sports. Be able to date on Wyoming and Colorado State football. Franklin Morales will lead things off in the 4th. He takes a strike from Tyson Ross. Rockies have 3 runs because Jackson Williams hit his first career home run, a 3-run shot in the 2nd. 1-1. So they had an hour pregame, George. You were talking about it at Yankee Stadium today for Derek Jeter, who's retiring at the end of the year. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of pretty good players this year. Jeter at the top. Paul Konerko is retiring with the White Sox. Were you aware of that?
Yes, I was. So the Yankees gave Jeter a G5 massage machine, whatever that is. Sounds pretty fancy.
All I got to say, if you're worried about G's and a massage machine, I'm out. I'm not getting anywhere near that thing.
I thought a G5 was a plane that we couldn't
me
afford.
too.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
They gave him a matted framed piece with patches from each of Jeter's 14 All-Star games. A 10-day trip to Tuscany. That's good because I don't know if he could afford to get over to Tuscany without the Yankees.
Absolutely,
in, right?
Sure. And then they donated $222,222.22
to Jeter's Turn 2 Foundation. An especially made crystal of the Jeter's emblem that included a special inscription. The Yankees also unveiled a 30-foot banner of Jeter in the stadium's Great Hall, while the mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio, declared Sunday Derek Jeter Day.
I think Rudy was there too, wasn't he?
Giuliani,
I
yes.
think he was there.
I believe so. Michael Jordan was there.
Michael
Cal Ripken
and
was
Dave
there.
Winfield, was not a former Yankee, but not a teammate of Jeter's.
And then, you know, Jorge Posada naturally,
Sure.
Mariano Rivera. 2-0 and swung on and foul tip held 2-1 on Charlie. You'd have been there, George, if you weren't working.
Probably not.
No?
Wouldn't be on the invited list. Who was the scout that signed Derek Jeter? He needs a raise. Not only that, who else has he signed since Jeter, or did he just quit after Jeter and say,
good.
I've given you the best shortstop probably in the history of the game, so now what do you got for me?
You know, it's my favorite, one of my favorite Jeter stories I relate to young kids. This ball's in the air, deep center field, and catch it, it's Maben. Derek Jeter was in Kannapolis in his first year in A ball, low A ball. He made, I want to say, 54 or 56 errors, which is a great lesson to all young players. Kind of like the Michael Jordan story. He got cut from his high school team. You got cut from your high school team.
I haven't been to Kannapolis, but I'd like to see the infield. Those hands made 54 errors. I'll tell you that.
It was Greensboro.
Yeah,
Maybe
Greensboro.
He never played Kannapolis. He made 56 errors in 126 games.
How many did he make the next year?
Next year he made 25. No, that's next year he made 25 errors at 3 different levels.
Oh, so he just got good overnight?
Got better.
What do you think, Doug? Think
You know,
the field was
hey,
prime time down there in
listen,
Greensboro?
George, 95 at AAA. He made 29 errors. I guess what I'm saying is overrated.
I guess what I'm saying is the fact that with all the smartphones, cell phones, video cameras, and everything else, everybody thinks, oh, he can't be that squeaky clean. He is. Very good. Very good player. And really represented the pinstripes the way they're supposed to be represented.
So what do you think? You think Vegas taking odds, the under over? How many years before Jeter now gets married?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about the old timers lineup with Bernie Williams, him, Mariano Rivera, Posada. Those old guys aren't going to have a chance.
Well, I watched you from the dugout. It was a great thrill.
You got to watch a lot just because I was moving pretty slow.
Yeah, from the last Yankee old timer game.
Yeah, had fun.
And the Rockies were in town. George got to participate. The next one's going to be really special because then they can roll out the Posadas and
they
the
roll out some guys.
Jeters and
Bernie Williams was there at the last one. Hitting rockets everywhere.
Strike 3 on Enoa. 1-2-3 inning for Ross. Rockies up 3-0. We go to the 5th. The 7th inning stretch to good use. Get First Bank's free checking at eFirstBank.com. Rockies leading 3-0. Franklin Morales, first and foremost, has limited the Padres to just one hit. Jackson Williams has hit a 3-run home run. First career home run for Williams. DJ LeMahieu continues his torrid hitting pace on this homestand. Rockies trying to sweep the Padres. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, and Mark Stout on a beautiful early autumn Sunday afternoon. Tommy Medica in the 5th inning, the first baseman for the Padres out of Santa Clara University. He struck out against Frankie his first time. Morales with 5 strikeouts. He's thrown 64 pitches in the first 4 innings. Medica had a home run yesterday. Snapped an 0 for 29. Dugout mobbed him like he was Joe Carter in the 7th game of the World Series.
Yeah, well, 0 for 29. I mean, man, everybody knows how you're feeling it. Anybody in the lockers around him, the media's coming up, hey, you're 0 for 29. What do you think? What do you think I think? Pete Vukovich had one of the best interviews, and Pete works now for Cy Young Award winner in '82, and he worked for the Seattle Mariners as one of their top advisors to Jack Zarenzik.
He could be
grumpy. And a guy asked him a question, a writer, and he goes, hey, where'd you go to school? And he said, Missouri, University of Missouri. Proudly said it to him. And he goes, really? And he said, did you get a master's there too? Yes, I did. In journalism? Yes. Missouri's a really good journalism school, probably the best in the country, isn't it? He goes, yeah. He goes, and how do you ask such stupid questions?
He didn't say stupid.
The guy turned around and walked away.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, the few times I've visited your old friend Vukovich, he probably didn't say stupid.
No, but, you know, I'm being nice. It's television, Drew.
Tag by Morneau. Milked out Arenado there, and Medica's gone. 1 out.
All the way on the back grass with Medica. He's a very powerful right-handed hitter, so when the ball's hit, Nolan's going to field this thing cleanly. And like a lot of really good fielders, you grab the ball, and if you have a just split second, I don't care who you are, sometimes to set your feet, go out and flip it over there, it sails on you for whatever reason. Let the hand get outside the ball instead of staying behind it. And the worst part is you can take 100 ground balls, throw it with the same arm action, and 99 of them are on the money.
That's always why that little subtle move by Morneau, George, and we have opportunities during the season. This is a base hit for Maven, first hit of the series. To point out that first base is not a throwaway position. There are so many nuances to playing first base well, and you just saw one of them. He saved an error on Nolan, and then you have to be able to twist with it so you don't jam up your hand, your arm, your shoulder.
Well, that's Paul Konerko, because he had to play at first the other day, normally at DH. He traded Adam Dunn, so Konerko been playing first, he gets his finger broke. And they go, well, what are you going to do? Well, I'll play with it. I'm going to get on the field. I mean, you got Paul Konerko weekend in Chicago the last weekend. He said, I'd like to get on the field.
Left center field, and run down by Dickerson. Good catch there. Morista is retired. It's our Toyota Talk inning. You can't talk about nicknames without mentioning the Big Cat, can you? Not here in Colorado,
thanks.
you
That's
can't.
Great. Thank you.
You're absolutely right. So many great nicknames, but that's an awesome nickname for Andres Galarraga. Tyson Ross at the plate. Ross walked his first time up. Dougie, thank you. That was very nice. I didn't know you were bearing gifts today. Doug brought George and I a fruit plate. You didn't want that blackberry?
Nope.
I'll eat it.
I know you will.
I didn't say I was trading.
Well, we did.
This ball gets away from Franklin, and Maben will stop at second.
A lot of snap throws over there earlier, and again trying to hold them close in a 3-0 ball game. They are not going to get away from the fact of, as far as San Diego, playing their game.
I just hate that whole play there, and I'll tell you why, George. You have the pitcher at the plate.
Right, I know.
Maben is not going to risk stealing second, getting thrown out, and then you have the pitcher leading off next inning.
And you're ahead 0-1. To add to.
Forget about him.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's 3-0 ball game. Why work yourself into something special here? I mean, Maben can swing the bat, or excuse me, Ross can swing the bat a little bit. He does have 3 RBIs. Still the pitcher.
Well, now you run the danger if he does throw out a base hit, it's a 3-1 ball game.
Or you worry about it. Oh, I just made this bad throw to first, and you end up not throwing strikes, and then you flip the lineup over. You already walked Ross once. Well, get the out here, and you won't have to worry about it, right?
Yep. One and two. Another Toyota Talk question. Where did Charlie Blackmon's nickname Chuck Nasty come from? You know what? If Mark Stout out and about, Mark knows that whole story better than anybody.
I think he just made it up. I don't know anything more than that.
Because it's his Twitter handle.
Yeah.
And didn't he say something to Mark about it? Yeah, I saw that. Just thought it sounded cool, or I don't know, something along those lines.
Sounds
right?
good enough with Charlie Blackmon. I mean, you know, he had the whole Movember thing. He's into that, so he grows his beard out, and I think that was all part and parcel of that. At Chuck Nasty. That's his Twitter handle. I don't think there's anything more to it. We can ask, on this road trip, find out.
Do a little digging. All right. There's a good curveball. Strikeout of Tyson Ross. No harm done. 6 punch outs for Morales. He's got a shutout through 5. 3-0 Rockies.
Got his head turned in there.
It's Morneau, dude.
It's Morneau.
Got a bat. Today's Fun Facts brought to you by All Copy Products. Justin Morneau with the bat has done a lot of damage. Hit a walk-off home run on May 18th. Also involved in a triple play that day against the Padres. Second player since '88 to have such a ball game. The other being Prince Fielder. That's our All Copy Fun Fact. The reason Justin is hanging out at the bat rack is he's up against Tyson Ross. Infield hit and a clean single to center. He also had an intentional walk. Can't get him out right now. 6 hits in his last 8 at bats.
Magic wand in the hands with magic hands. Good results happening.
Thanks again for tweeting in questions last half inning during Toyota Talk. For more answers, visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/rootsportsrm.
Hey, you were tweeting a minute ago in between innings.
I did tweet something out.
What'd you tweet out?
I looked behind me and I saw that
Yeah.
I got to remember what I saw. Oh, I saw the 49ers are beating the Cowboys 28-3. And I stole that old Dennis Green line. I said the Cowboys are who we thought they were.
Really?
Yeah.
7 home runs, 17 RBIs since August the 5th. 328 average for Arenado. Hit the ball hard with the bases loaded right at Amarista.
This is double play territory. 6-4-3 on the turn. Nice play by Amarista. We've had a couple glove flips today that have been impressive.
Yep, these two guys play together a little bit more, though, than they know. And DJ LeMahieu, this close to the bag, almost close, thought he was going to take it himself. But a perfect flip to Turco on to first for the double play.
2 outs. Dickerson will take his turn. Slider swung out in the dirt. Dickerson continues to lead the National League in home runs since August the 10th. He's hit 9. Stanton next with 8. Guy we'll see tomorrow night, George Lucas Duda, has 7 in that time, along with Bryce Harper. And now Buster Posey. One ball, one strike on Dickerson. 1-2. You know we're going to see in New York also, George?
Who are you going to see?
Well, you're going to see him also. Jacob deGrom. Oh, you're not going to see him? You're not coming with me?
I'm not going to see him. I'm going to go home with my mother-in-law.
Huey and I will see him then.
I'm going to give my wife a break for a couple of days. And I'm going to hang with Grandma. I'm going to go. Well, actually, I'm going to go Tuesday, Wednesday night and watch the Brewers in the first round of the playoffs.
That's good. You can give us some updates.
Butler and Anderson going in game 1 and 2.
You misspoke a moment ago. Your wife, Kay, is getting a break right now. When you return home, that's not a break.
No, she's getting a break.
So anyhow, we'll see Jacob deGrom in New York.
Uh-huh.
Very impressive young pitcher. I like the matchup on Wednesday at Citi Field. Tyler Matzik, Bartolo Colon.
That will be a good matchup.
Ford Strike Zone is powered by Ford Cars. Big MPG, smart technology, unsurpassed quality. See what happens when fun meets the road. Ford, go further.
Well, think about it. If they keep Neese, then they have Wheeler, DeGrom,
Harvey,
and then Harvey coming back. That's 4 pretty good ones. If they can solidify that bullpen a little bit, it's even going to get better. Well, the strikeout of Dickerson will be the 3rd out here in the 5th.
And how about this? When we come back, Mark Stout has done quick research. He must have run to the dugout and talked to Charlie Blackmon. He'll tell us about the origin of his nickname.
Charlie Blackmon. The question came up during Toyota Talk as to his Twitter handle, @ChuckNasty. So I found the Charlie Blackmon expert that I know. This is Tanya. She's one of the Rockies hardcores, one of the fans that are here all the time. Tanya, in fact, has a little blurb in Rockies Magazine this week about Charlie because you gave him a cool trophy.
Yes, I guess I'm the creator of the best beard trophy that Charlie got on photo day.
Okay, now here's the pressing question. His Twitter handle, @ChuckNasty. What's the origin of that?
To my knowledge, when a couple seasons ago, 2011, when Charlie got injured and he did the Rockies Sweet 20, at the end of it, he was like, this was so much fun, I'm going to make a Twitter, and I think that was just a nickname that he had.
There he is fielding a single. The Rockies Tweet 20, is that what you said?
Yeah, so they pick the player and have people submit the questions for him, and he picks 20 to answer.
So he came up with that Chuck Nasty, right? All right, stand up so they can see you.
Yeah, getting ready to say, let me see the shirt, Chuck Nasty. Mark, ask her where she got it.
Where'd you get the shirt?
The Dugout store. I think they sell them here at the dry goods store as well.
The Dugout store, which one?
The Aurora one.
Okay, so there, if you want to get a Chuck Nasty shirt with the beard, you know, the glasses. So there you go. You guys wanted some investigating.
You did well, as always. You do a great job.
Thank you, George.
Put him on a project, he's done. Now, how about that? A little friendly 6-4-3 like the doctor ordered.
Thank you, Robert Liriano. That was convenient. Noah and DJ LeMahieu working up the middle together.
Boy, you like it when it happens like this. Christmas hop, Christmas toss and throw. Right on the money on a Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo.
Jerko at the plate, a single and a ground ball to third. Been a nice bounce back performance today, Frage, for Franklin Morales. Again, in his last outing, he gave up 7 runs on 9 hits and 4 1/3 against the Giants. Previous outing against the Giants is outstanding. A run on 7 hits in 6 innings, no decision.
3 hits given it up today. 7 groundouts, 4 flyouts, 6 strikeouts for Franklin.
Two and 1. Talking about pitching, Jordan Lyles will open that series in New York against the Mets tomorrow against Jonathan Neese, the left-hander. It's going to be crazy in Flushing Meadows because the men's U.S. Open final will be going on beginning
give you
at
something
5
to do in
Eastern.
the afternoon. You can just kind of walk over and watch a little of that and then go on over to the stadium. You got a lot to do.
I'll get off the 7. I make a right. I'll catch part of the final, and then I'll go across to Citi Field.
Get what they call passes when they're on the side there like that. They, you know, sideline for football, field pass. What do they call that? Court pass?
Yeah, on court pass. They kind of
So
frown
you have a
upon
court
people
pass?
being on the court other than the players.
Well, you
and
can
the
be over to
lines
the side
people.
with the other media right there on the court.
They're
You
not
could
on
do
the
that.
court.
You could do that.
They could be up.
You do?
Yeah, not on the court.
I think you'd probably
Ball
be good
boy.
right
You'd
down
be a
there.
ball boy or a ball girl. Maybe I'll do that. How about
You
that?
could be the net guy.
The person that stands at the net and runs when they're on the fall,
Right.
runs and gets.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get a lot of
exactly.
exercise.
Yeah, net. We're not jogging that day.
Fouled off. Jobs in sports, I'd like to fulfill once. You got to do this once for Gary Hallberg. I'd like to caddy for.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Player
A
on
lot
the
of
tour.
work. It's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
But it was an awful lot of fun. The PGA, and when it was at Oak Tree in Oklahoma City in 1988, Gary's having a very fine career on the senior tour now. And still a Colorado resident.
3-2. Ball 4. Well, I was talking to a friend of mine, a former Rocky pitcher, first round pick, John Burke, today, and he was telling me that Mike Lansing said, hey, do me a favor. This is after John's career. Goes, my friend Ken Green, who's a professional golfer, is going to play in the International. Remember Ken Green?
Sure.
And he won the International, in fact, I think 1 year. And he wants somebody to caddy for him. I suggested you. John's a big, strong guy, right? Knows golf. And he said, yeah, no problem. And Kent, so they talk on the phone, and Kent said, listen, it's going to be one round. Because, you know, with the Stableford system,
right,
back then you get eliminated after a round. He goes, I'm playing terribly. I won't be around very long. And John said, sure, I'll do it. Well, Kent Green goes out. He's on the leaderboard the first day. Played all 4 rounds.
I tell you, Oklahoma in August, walking uphill with that's scary. Why do you have a raincoat in here? There's not any rain anywhere. Why do you need 6 golf balls? We only play with 1, Drew. You and I only use 1 ball for 18 holes. Why do they got to have 1 new one every hole?
How often do they switch it out?
Every hole.
Do they?
Now, you know, it's funny. You said you've been out watching the BMW, and it's been great for Denver to see some of the greatest plays in the world. And that was probably one of my big, quote-unquote, sports thrills, was to see Palmer, Nicklaus, and Morgan, and then Gary was in between them warming up. Spent that every morning. That was kind of fun. Frankie with a shot, 0-2 with 2 outs, leading 3-0. 3 hits given up by Franklin Morales, a masterpiece so far.
Rivera bounces it toward the hole. And Noah, somebody's got to cover third. Morales sees that nobody's there, and he runs over there. DJ was heading in that direction, and Noah couldn't get it out of his glove, so it's an infield hit for Rivera. And now be careful. You have the tying run at the plate. It's Seth Smith. And Jim Wright's going to go out to the mound.
Part of this is to talk for a second. The other part is Tommy Kahnle has started to throw down in the Rockies bullpen. You're buying time all the way around.
The day after every Rockies victory, get 40% off your online order at Papa John's. You can do that today. Enter promo code ROXWIN at papajohns.com. And 10% of all net sales will be donated to Children's Hospital in Colorado. Take care of your tummy, take care of the kids. Brooks Brown.
Last 43 opportunities San Diego has had with runners on scoring position. They're 6 for 43.
One ball, 1 strike on Smith. 2 on, 2 outs. And an easy play at second. Getting over and covering is Morales. 4-1. And that's all. Middle of 6, 3-0 Colorado. Tyson Ross. Did you know that money generated from hunting and fishing in our state creates jobs and protects wildlife? So when you see a hunter or angler, give them a hug. Learn more at hugahunter.com. Rockies have won the first 2 ball games of this series against the Padres. They've won 3 straight overall. Won 3-0 on Friday night, 7-6 in 12 innings last night. A lot of kids in the ballpark tonight.
A lot of dancing kids.
Now, congrats to the Buffs. They got their first victory of the year, 41-38. Foxborough against UMass yesterday, avoided an upset. Paulson's played 16 big league games. Today's the 17th. He's got a hit 13 of them. Today 0 for 2. Rockies 8-8 against the Padres this year. They've won 6 of 8 at home. Got him. In the elbow.
Yeah, right at the end of the elbow. That's always going to smart. 100th pitch thrown by Tyson Ross, a fastball. Right on the back of the elbow. Got to shake it.
Let's check in with Mark Stout while we take a look at.
Frazier, I'm getting you checked in for Yoga Day. So I'm out here in the back.
Where's mine? You can't get me one.
This is yours.
No, you get me one. That's yours.
This is not mine. This
Come
is for
on.
you. It's an hour-long session after the game. It's the 2nd annual Yoga Day. You're ready to go.
Did you
Here's your
check
mat.
me in?
You're all checked in.
Well, bring me my mat then.
We're here to
I'm going to start getting ready.
I'm heading up to the
I'm
press
putting
box.
on the yoga pants. Let's go.
Do you have yoga pants for Frazier? No. Yeah, let me get some of those for you too.
All right, go to work.
Medium.
Yeah, that's right. With a Chuck Nasty T-shirt, I'll be styling down there for yoga night.
Thank goodness, Mark, that we fly after the game, because that's one visual.
Yeah.
I don't need to see.
I'm already thinking about it. I understand what
What are
you're
you
saying.
doing?
So, I'm thinking about you doing yoga.
Well, I can't do it without the mat you got in your hand.
Listen, he's gonna get queasy if he thinks about that much longer.
Should I give this back, Frazier?
Huh?
Should I give this back? Or
Nah,
you
better hang on to it.
All right.
Tell him thanks. We'll see you later. Yeah,
Thanks,
Ben
guys.
Polson's going to have to leave. I guess he got smoked pretty good. And Stubbs coming in to pinch run for him.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'm going to tell you what, though, on a Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo, this didn't feel good.
Cutter.
Yeah, but it caught right in the back of that elbow, man, right on the tendons and everything else.
He's not going upstairs yet.
Gathering up things. Keith's still checking some things out. So you can see that's not real good right there. That really hurts.
Uh-oh, Stubbs got picked off. He was going and couldn't get back, so Drew's picked off 1-3.
Quick feet, snap throw on the money. Throw. You know, they're trying to do the ultimate surprise. I'll steal a base when they're not thinking about it. And Drew got the snap throw over and the tag applied. I tell you, I'd like to, Dave Roberts is a guy that does a lot of their base running. Then you start to look at their infield guy, Jose Valentin. Every single guy on a pickoff has his foot in front of the bag. We've seen it from the second baseman. We've seen it from the shortstop, third baseman, over first.
I think it should be automatic.
Look at him smiling.
Because guys go back in head first.
Yeah, well, that's the downside. I mean, all of a sudden the guy comes in feet first, stomps on your foot, and then there's going to be a little bit of grumpiness for a while.
Look at Mike Gallego. Used to teach middle infielders on stolen bases, on attempted steals, know what that guy at first base is wearing. Does he wear metal or does he wear rubber spikes? Would be spikes if they were rubber, molded shoes.
I think Mike just told you that.
If they're spiked, no, don't put your leg down if they're spikes. But if they're rubber, you could block the bag on a tag, play at second base or third base. But second, middle infielders are looking for attempted steals.
Here's the thing about it: you put your leg down there, whether it's rubber or steel, you better see what size the guy is running to. Because if it's one of those 6'3", 230 speedsters and he jams that foot on top of your calf, I don't care if it's metal, rubber, I don't care if it's a foam rubber, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's probably wise. Check out who it is first.
Yeah.
3 and 2 on DJ.
If it's Juan Pierre, that's one thing.
That's foul.
You got somebody like Drew Stubbs at 6'3", 6'4", coming in there at about 215. I'm out. Well, we have Torres, the left-hander, and we have Brown, the right-hander for the Rockies. Torres, the left-hander, going for the San Diego Padres. If you haven't experienced the rooftop at Coors Field, time's running out. Arrive early for a pregame festivities and a beer specials before first pitch. Rooftop is the place to be during the baseball season. Had a great crowd up there last night. Tonight, a fairly good crowd this afternoon with the Broncos playing this evening. It is a neat place. We did a broadcast. Unfortunately, we only get to stay there. DJ walking. He thought that was a ball. CB just didn't want to talk a whole lot today. Let's take a peek at this. CB, let me see if I'm going to get to rip you about your strike zone. Actually, that's a pretty good pitch. A little bit low. On a Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mo, everything's going to look. I can see DJC's knees locked. That was a pretty good slider there. Lost his balance, and CB rang him.
Jackson Williams takes the ball 1-0. Jackson, a 3-run home run in the second inning. That's the entire offense in this ball game. Rockies have 6 hits. The Padres have 4. Mentioned the other day, Rafael Ynoa is the 500th player to wear a Rockies uniform. Jackson is the 194th Rocky to hit a home run. 2-1.
What catcher is he to play in the game?
He's the 83rd catcher. I'm not sure. I'll tell you this right now, the Rockies have 4 catchers here in September.
That hasn't happened much.
Well, Willeen was activated today. Mark told you that story earlier. So Willeen eligible to play today. You have Mike McHenry, who's been doing the catching. Jackson Williams is up, and Matt McBride.
Yep. McBride more the emergency guy, but he can't catch. '48th catcher, Doug tells me, to put on a uniform in the Rockies uniform.
48th, huh?
23 years. That's not very many, really, you think about it.
No, it's not. Ball 4. Well, if Grandal got nicked last night, he caught all 12 innings. 4 had been used. Rivera had been used. It may have been Alexi Amarista behind the plate.
Yeah, usually that's the guy you go to. Utility infielder usually becomes that guy. Bud Black now. Morales' night will be over. Brooks Brown will be coming into the ball game. McBride will now pinch hit for Franco Morales. Man, what a job, Frankie. 6 innings, 4 hits given up, no runs.
Safelight Auto Glass, the place to go. Safelight.com. 303-287-5000 also.
Jackson runs about average for a catcher. Line shot left field. He's not going to get there. They set McBride pinch hitting for Frankie.
2 on with 2 outs for Blackman. Charlie 1 for 3. Lined the ball to dead center, and I think Bud Black wants him to see Tyson Ross for a 4th time. Also
116 pitches for the youngster,
I didn't realize
that's
that.
a bunch of pitches.
Yeah, that is a lot of pitches.
You bring Torres in, left on left.
So Ross walks off. The big blemish, the 3-run home run by Jackson Williams. Torres coming on. 3-0 Colorado in the 6th. The Cooney Lexus look back. Franklin Morales, 6 innings of shutout baseball, allowing just 4 hits. He struck out 6, walked 2, and he got all the offense he needed in the 2nd inning from Jackson Williams. His first career home run, a 3-run shot off of Tyson Ross. Our Cooney Lexus look back, opening Greenwood Village and Colorado Springs. Alex Torres, who appeared yesterday, 2/3 of an inning, walked a batter, didn't give up a run. With 2 outs and 2 on, he'll face Charlie Blackman. Tell you, a string it ends. Tyson Ross, had he been able to retire McBride, probably would have left the game because he was at 116 pitches. But let's be hypothetical. He would have gone 6 innings and allowed 3 runs. That's a definition, minimum definition of a quality start. He had 14 in a row coming in, which was a Padres record. Well, he goes 5 2/3, so he does not qualify for a quality start. It ends that stretch of 14 in a row. And also, for the first time in a few months, George, he gives up more than 6 hits in a game.
Yeah, that's the thing. He hadn't given up very many hits. 184 innings coming in, or 187, 153 hits given up.
Last time he gave up 7 hits in a game was at Seattle. Fly ball by Blackman will end the inning at Seattle on June 16th. Rockies lead 2 on. They lead 3-0 going to the 7th. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Xfinity. Ask about the X1 platform to make your future awesome. By Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And by Specialty Appliance, buy smarter. Drew Stubbs came in to pinch run when Ben Paulson was plunked on the elbow last inning. He stays in center field. Blackman is pushed to right field. Franklin Morales goes 6 shutout innings, and he gives way now to Brooks Brown. So Brown will throw the 7th inning. He'll see Tommy Medica, Cameron Maben, and Alexi Amarista.
4-point earned run average. This has been one of those nice stories this year. A young man who was the #1 draft pick by the Arizona Diamondbacks out of the University of Georgia. Didn't make it to the big leagues with him. Minor league free agency. Kind of bounced around. Still possessed a very good arm. John Wiles saw him and with Arizona. Mike Paul, who has their organization, one of the Rockies scouts, really liked him. And they gave him an opportunity to sign here as a free agent. Sure enough, here he is making his 20th appearance at the major league level. And it's not just pitching for the Rockies right now. I mean, when you're in this situation, you know, you could be a free agent at the end of the year. You may be in the plans next year. You never know. But what you do know is you're pitching for other teams that are around here. Watching every day. Gobert will pinch hit.
Yeah, Jake Gobert's going to pinch hit for Medica. Ground ball to first. Good pickup. 1 out. Morneau rushing to the bag.
Coors Field has great tours available. I don't know if you ever have done this, but you know, Drew and I have the wonderful experience of traveling and seeing all the different ball games or ballparks all the time. At Coors Field, even though it's 3rd oldest in the National League, it is one of the cleanest and nicest ballparks anywhere. You can do it individuals or groups. Tickets are available. Just call Coors Field and make your arrangements. It's starting to sprinkle, Drew. You kidding me? What a beautiful day, and that's sprinkling.
It's a sun shower. Will Venable now hitting for Cameron Maben. Boy, that was ripped. Base hit.
Did that last night in the ball game. Came up with a hit.
Amarista, ground ball to short and fly ball to left field. It's the 5th hit for the Padres. Ground ball toward the hole. DJ slides, spins off the ground, and throws out Alexi Amarista. 2 outs. Well, we bragged on him at the top of the broadcast, and he flashed leather right there.
Yeah, see, they go down to the bench too here. Exactly. He's got a lot of range. Big, long strides, able to get it, slide, catch, and then the throw over to first base. Boy, nice job on a Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. No play there, and a snap throw over to first.
Jan Hervé Solarte is going to be the pinch hitter with 2 outs. Venable at second base. 3-0 Rockies. Pitching has made that 3-run home run by Jackson Williams stand up thus far. fired into the camera well.
Bo, how'd you do? Did you make a play, Bo? Guess not. Bo's not working today. Been kind of tough for him to make the play, huh?
Ball and a strike on the pinch hitter Solarte. Reached down, popped up, short left field. Enoa, Dickerson below the waist makes the catch. Venable left at second. Stretch time at Coors Field, 3-0 Rockies. Orioles, we'll tell you about. Will Venable naturally stays in center field. He pinch hit for Cameron Maben. Jake Gobert pinch hit, and he'll stay in at first base. He pinch hit for Tommy Medica. Robbie Erlin is now aboard, left-hander. He'll face Rafael Inoa, Justin Morneau. We'll see if he'll face Arenado. First two hitters. Well, in the case of Inoa, he's a switch hitter. In the case of Morneau, obviously, he's a left-handed bat than Arenado.
Robbie Erlin comes into the ball game, making his 10th appearance, 3-4 overall record. 453 on run average, worked in the rotation mostly, 47 2/3, 39 strikeouts. He will get Rafael Inoa to start the bottom of the 7th inning.
Slow curveball in there for a strike.
Right-hander Adam Ottavino is warming up down in the bullpen for the Rockies right now, which kind of follow that ladder. The next would be LaTroy Hawkins to pitch the 9th. Hawkins threw 11 pitches last night, 1 inning.
And a base hit on a 1-2 pitch for Inoa. So here comes Justin Morneau. He's had another perfect day. Infield single, intentional walk, base hit to center field. 2 for 2 in that walk. And the average up to 317. Trailed by a point entering play today to Josh Harrison. Who wants tacos? Fans follow at @Root_Sports_RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies taco special when the Rockies do score 7 in a ball game. Erlin with a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Morneau came into the ball game hitting .373 against the Padres this year. That average has gone up, obviously. And this ball's lined to left, right at Smith. It's about the only way you get him out when he hits an atom ball these days.
They say the outs are hard, huh? Nolan's had a couple of tough luck. I mean, my goodness. Hopefully this one here, that nobody gets in front of it when he hits that rocket.
So Arenado with Inoa at first.
It's not too late to participate in Batter Up for Kids. When you select a Rockies player at Rockies.com/BatterUp, you commit to donate for every hit he has for either the half or full season. Proceeds go to the Children's Hospital Colorado and Special Olympics Colorado.
This ball's well hit to center field by Arenado, and it is gone. 2-run home run, Nolan Arenado. Number 17 for the Gold Glove third baseman.
59 RBIs, expanding on the 3-0 lead. Yeah, nobody got in front of that one. Well, people that got in front of that ball that was hit off the bat of Nolan Arenado was somebody that bought a ticket in the outfield. Good job, Nolan. Way to go. Another look at the pitch from Erlin. Down and in fastball. Erlin, very good low ball hitter. Dropped the head of the bat, drove it into left center field, and see you later. One of the deepest parts of the ballpark.
Three home runs last 4 ball games for Nolan. That's a big swing of the bat right there. Get past the grand slam figure. 5-0 Rockies. Dickerson against Erlin with 1 out. Corey 1 for 3. That ball's tomahawk toward right. That's going to be fair into the corner. And Dickerson thinking about 3. Here's the throw. Not going to get him. Oh, he's off the bag. Got him. Yep. on the continuation. He was unable to get the hand back in. That's a shame.
You bet. Got a hanging breaking ball after he showed flinch on the first one. I think Corey was setting him up because he came right back with it, and a line drive, 2-hop double off of the wall, fielded in right field. A throw coming in from into Jerko onto third base. And then as Corey came in, watch this on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. Hand comes off, tries to get back, got him.
And that's scored not as a triple, folks. That's a double, because the slide, even though he was there and past the bag, it's a continuation. So it's a double. And he was out stretching it in theory. So it's 9-4-5 on that put out. 2 outs. Drew Stubbs first at bat. Again, he pinch ran for Polson after Ben got hit on the elbow. So a quick update on the hitting race in the National League. Harrison hasn't played the last 2 ball games. He rolled his left ankle in that suspended game that was completed, the game that he went 4 for 6 to move his average to 315 for the Pirates. So he's right at 315. Ben Revere today 1 for 1. He's at 315. Morneau is at 317, drops to 316 after lining out. It's tight. And this ball's hit to deep center field by Stubbs. Did he get it? Oh, nice running catch out there by Smith. Seth Smith robs Stubbs of extra bases. In the inning, Nolan Arenado hit it over the wall with Rafael Inoa on base, and the Rockies take a 5-0 lead to inning number 8 against the Padres.
Today's Comcast game summary, and see how the Rockies got off to a big lead with a Jackson Williams home run, Nolan Arenado a 2-run shot, and Franklin Morales great on the hill. Today's Derek Jeter Day in New York. This is Francisco and Maria, and they're here at the Rockies game. He's in the Air Force Station in the Springs. They have their Jeter shirts on, Yankees cap. Originally from Puerto Rico, Yankees fan.
Sir, from Puerto Rico, 100% Yankee fan.
So they grew up watching the Yankees. Adam Ottavino's on the hill as a New York native. I had to ask him today about Derek Jeter.
He's just been the man for so long, and I think everybody who grew up around the same time as me, that's like their favorite player. You know, I'm no exception, so I don't know, just everybody wanted to be like him. He looks like he's having such a good time out there and playing really well and winning all the time, so he just had it all.
basically Jeter is Jeter. He's the captain. He's the man. And guys, Adam told me that he met Derek Jeter when he was 9 at the Jacob Javits Center in New York. Got his autograph. It's somewhere in his mom's attic, but he says he treasures that to this day. Thank you guys for showing up and supporting baseball and Jeter, guys.
Well, I appreciate it too, Mark. I mean, I've always admired Derek from afar, and I'm sure any young kid growing up in New York, obviously, has been the guy, and rightfully so.
It'll be very strange for a generation of Yankee fans, and beyond that, a generation of baseball fans, not to see number 2 on the highlights at night, or if you live in the New York metropolitan area, going to Yankee Stadium and seeing him man shortstop. Adam Ottavino, Brooklyn born and raised, continues to live in Brooklyn with an 0-2 count on Spangenberg. And Corey fouls this one off.
You want to be, it's kind of like going in and replacing Jack Buck. You want to be the other guy. You want to be the second or third guy in behind Jack Buck. Well, you want to be the second or third shortstop, unless you're Hanley Ramirez, who's a free agent, or another big name shortstop that would come in and be able to play at a a high level. I feel sorry for the guy coming in.
The Yankees have one already. A-Rod.
He's not going to play short, Drew.
Just threw it out there.
He's
Former shortstop.
And I love I loved what he did for the game before all this happened. But right now he's got as much range as a microwave. I don't think he's playing short.
1-2 on Corey Spangenberg. 2-2.
But he will be back to play next year, unless the Yankees just want to eat 100-something million. Boy, this is one of those, that high sky and clouds, and you're going, I got it, but maybe you might want to take it. Don't go far away. Nice job, Nolan.
One out. Reimer Liriano will come to bat with the Rockies 5 outs away. 5-0 they lead. Here's our AT&T fan photo of the game. Selfie. That's a selfie.
It is.
George, that would be a selfie right there.
How do you do that?
You extend your right or left arm.
So you've done it. You walked right into that one.
Yeah.
You've done it, huh?
With the kids, absolutely. There's nobody you don't want to tap on the shoulder and say, excuse me, can you take a picture for us? Sometimes you got to take that group selfie. Tweet your photo or selfie to hashtag #COFanPhoto for a chance to be shown like this in a game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Liriano's 0 for 3. Rockies with 10 hits. They've limited the Padres to 5. I know the Padres aren't much offensively, but you know what? The Rockies still have pitched very, very well in this series, and you can only pitch against a team that presents itself.
Well, you got 9-inning shutout on Friday.
Yeah.
And yesterday the starter did okay. Bullpen let it get carried away. They got caught up and then end up winning 7-6. And you've got 7 in a third, not to jinx this, of shutout baseball.
And 6 by your starter, Franklin Morales. Brooks Brown, if you're just jumping aboard, through the 7th inning, a clean inning with the exception of a base hit. And Ottavino with a 2-1 count on Liriano. Jed Jerko's on deck. Three and 1.
Well, Christian Friedrich had gotten up and started the throw. Appears to be fairly loose to come into this ball game. If Ottavino were to run into trouble, and you start to run into their left-handers.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Went out to the outside corner to get that slider. And another foul ball. Got him. 2 outs. Ottavino fans Liriano.
Fastball at 96 miles an hour after an awful lot of sliders trying to protect. I'm sure the shadows make it a little rough at the home plate area right now. The Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. Fastball right out of the hands of Adam Ottavino in a very good position for the strikeout.
Now Friedrich continues to throw, George, which would be an indication to me, not 100%, that maybe with the 5-run lead, Walt will have Christian throw the 9th inning and stay off LaTroy. We'll see, though.
And part of that is he hasn't thrown for 2 or 3 days since getting hit in the ankle. He may be getting a little extra work in, too, to fine-tune everything.
2-0 on Jerko.
When wins are hard to come by as a manager, regardless safe situation or no safe situation, a lot of times you want to pick that guy to finish things up. You know, your closer to go out there. The last thing you want to do is send somebody else out. Just personal of watching a game for a number of years and have them get 2 on and nobody out, and all of a sudden your closer's coming into a mess. Most managers like to allow their closers to create their own mess and get out of it.
Or we prefer that they didn't create a mess at all.
Well, you'd prefer that, but you don't like bringing them in. That's when and that's really why Tony La Russa back years ago in the 80s started throwing Dennis Eckersley 1 inning in the 9th. You got it. By the way, Ottavino's 70th appearance today. That ties Will Smith, who was with Milwaukee, who made his 70th yesterday.
It's a foul ball. Tell you something, how much pitching's changed since the height of the PD era 14 years ago. This ball lined to left into the corner. Jerko, this is the best I've seen him swing the bat, at least against the Rockies all year, and probably against anybody, because he came in with a 197 batting average. 2-out double. Rivera coming up. George, in 2000 there were 20 pitchers who posted ERAs under 3. This year, excuse me, let me say that again. Only 4 pitchers posted ERAs under 3 in 2000. This year there are 20.
Well, that's amazing. 20 starting or overall?
20, I believe, starters.
20
starting pitchers.
No, there can't be 20 starting pitchers with ERAs under 3, Doug.
You know what? I'm looking at this data, and I don't know what the.
It's got to be over. What page are you looking at? What's the site from?
I'll show Doug, have him investigate a little bit. Anyhow, the point is that
more strikeouts, better
more
pitching.
strikeouts, better pitching.
Sure.
And I saw this the other day. I was looking up Mike Trout. I mean, Mike Trout is arguably the best player in the game, right?
Well, but you know what?
Mid-280s. I mean, he's had a great year. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's got over 100 RBIs. He's closing in on 100 runs scored.
It's a 5-0 game, and I want to see Ottavino get out of this inning. That ball's going to roll foul. And this is a discussion that could go on for years, years, and years, and years. Okay, 17 of the 20 were starters.
No, 17 already qualified starters are under 3 this season.
The point is when Mike Schmidt was winning MVPs, he hit 300. They hit 28, 29 home runs. They drove in 95 runs. You know, it was a rarity for a guy to hit 35, 40 home runs. Still, the PEDs and all that came into account. Guys say drive in 150 runs in a season. So I mean, you know, for me, when he's hitting 280, but he's driven in a lot of runs. You know, Stanton. What's Stanton hitting right now? What's his average, Doug?
He's close to 300
somewhere.
That'll
end the inning anywhere right there. But he's got, you know, he's got a lot of home runs, 105 RBIs. We'll talk about that when we get back here. Big strikeout. The end of the 8th.
Rockies up 5-0. Time for the CenturyLink link to what's next. Here's the 3 matchups in the 3-game set in New York against the Mets. The Rockies will have Jordan Lyles against Jonathan Neese tomorrow. Christian Bergman, Jacob deGrom on Tuesday. Tyler Matzik against the ancient Bartolo Colon on Wednesday. Tyler will bring a scoreless stretch into that game that night of 21 innings. First things first, though, the Rockies are up 5-0. Looking to add on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. DJ LeMahieu will bat first, and Robbie Erlin remains in the ballgame despite giving up a couple runs last inning. DJ 1 for 2 and a walk. And this ball chopped to third and ricochets off of Spangenberg into left field. Tough hop. Tried to retreat half a step to field it. That's why playing third offense not a pretty occupation. Jackson Williams coming up. Jackson, offensive hero of the ball game for the Rockies with a 3-run home run in the second, his first career big fly. Error on Spangenberg. Second on the Padres in the ball game. Actually, let me correct that. First on the Padres in the ball game. The Rockies had the other one on Franklin Morales. Frankie is on the plus side. Tyson Ross has the hook. And look who's on deck. Willeen Rosario. A baby bull sighting. He's got to get an AB today. They handed out the bobblehead. The bobblehead gnome with Willeen's likeness on it. Two and one. Ground ball to first, tag play at second, and you can go back, and getting back safely is LeMahieu. Perfectly legal. The force was off. Once the out was recorded, you don't see that much. So there's one out, and DJ remains at first.
Well, and part of that is, too, you know what? He was able to get the play here at first. Look at DJ look back, and he stopped. That's where he made his first mistake defensively. Because if he comes off the bag and runs towards DJ, you get him farther away from the bag, you get him into the rundown, and you would be able to complete the out.
Bud Black.
May want to see it. Not sure. Somebody downstairs is telling Bud, let's go look at it. Let's look at it again here on a Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. See how quick throw? DJ's already stopped when he made the throw. And then he almost threw it in center field. Now the snap throw comes back over. Legs out front.
Ooh.
Tag. Yeah, he's out.
You know what? He was out. So often for an umpire, and you understand it when you see a tag up on the upper part of the leg, you assume safe. Time for the this time for the manager's challenge. And it's brought to you by Subaru. Eyesight driver assist technology from Subaru, a vigilant safety feature that gives peace of mind to every drive. It's our second challenge of the day. Well, Willeen Rosario is going to hit. It's just a matter of whether he hits with DJ at first or with the bases empty. Man, it's beautiful out, isn't it, George?
Yeah, it's great. Had that little shower, cool things down a little bit more.
Should be a glorious night for the Broncos and Indianapolis Colts. Dan Iasanya is on the right. C.B. Buckner on the left.
By the way, it looks like Friedrich is going to throw the 9th inning. The Rockies on top, 5-0. See right there, did the foot get around the leg? Is it on the bag and then the tag? And I can't tell.
Again, hopefully they can't
tell
determine enough to overturn it.
Now they're finally coming off. Maybe we'll get an answer real quick like here. Yep, got it.
So it goes down as a 3-6-3 DP. 2 minutes 24 seconds on the review. So here's the baby bull, Willeen Rosario. Been on the disabled list with a sore wrist the last 15 days. We'll see Michael Kadire this week, George. Today is the 7th. Michael can come off on Tuesday in New York, and he's ready to go. So it's not a question of does he need a couple more days. In full go working out prior to ball games the last several days. This ball lined to right center field. Welcome back, Willeen. That's going to run to the wall. And the legs are still good. He's got himself a double.
How about the pinch hitters today? McBride and Rosario, 2 for 2, a single and a double.
Rockies have been good in that department all year, led by Brandon Barnes.
And that ball inner half and down from Robbie Erlin. And then Willeen, nice job at his inside out the baseball, do some with power. In the right center field, Charlie Blackmon now will get a shot. And Robbie Erlin. First time he's seen him in this series so far.
Yeah, we talk about how great Barnes has been. He's got a couple pinch hit home runs, 16 hits, 57 at bats. Here's Charlie. Drew Stubbs is 9 for 20. Is that any good? Got a home run and 6 ribbies.
Pinch hit, home run, 6 RBIs.
That came against the Reds, right?
Hey, Dougie, we're pinch hitting wise, RBIs and home runs, where do the Rockies stand among the leaders here in pinch hitting? So for some reason, they're fairly high. Barnes been lights out. He's been used the most in that role. Fifth in tied for 6th in home runs with 5. The 33 RBIs by pinch hitters are tied for 2nd. Thank you, Mr. Marino.
One ball, 2 strikes on Blackmon. That's low. 2-2. Three and 2. Down the line, fair ball. That'll get Willeen home. Blackman as the ball kicks to the left of Liriano, now hustling towards third, and he's got a triple. 6-0 Colorado. RBI number 68 for Chuck Nasty.
And the nice part about this, all with 2 outs, the double by Willeen, a pinch hit double, then Chuck Nasty comes up and a shot right down the right field corner. Out of the reach of Gobert, it is a fair ball all the way into the corner, and now when it gets here, it ricochets out, and that's where they have to come find and get the baseball. By that time, Charlie all the way to third base, another good job by Charlie again.
I'll tell you what, Bud doesn't have to go on the bike later after the game, burning calories. He had jogged out while we were looking at the replay to question Dan Iasanyan whether or not that ball was fair or foul.
Tough for me to see on this. Let's look at it coming right at it. Yeah, it caught the corner of the bag. I mean, that's hard for me to see because the umpire's blocking that part of the bag there.
Rafael Noah, base hit and a run scored last inning. Rafael getting the start at shortstop today, 1 for 4.
That's the left-hander Christian Friedrich with the Rockies on top, 6-0 in the ball game now.
Pitching with a lot of confidence out of the bullpen.
You know what? He's airing it out. Instead of going out and trying to pitch with it, we're trying to jam him again. But trying to pitch with it, you know, 92, 93, pace yourself through a game. Now all of a sudden it's 94, 95, touching a 96 occasionally with a good slider. You eliminate things out of your repertoire and stick to 2 to get outs in a hurry.
Curveball, and that's chopped toward EY. EY saw handle this one. When you coach first or third, the ones you handle are the ones that are about to stop dead.
A lot of years of playing that you didn't get to do that. That's why you stay out of the way now.
CB Buckner yelled down Danny to appeal. Dan Iasanyan said no swing. These umpires, these crews spent a lot of time together, travel together. And this is popped up into center field. Will Venables out there. Rockies get a run on the triple by Blackman. They're looking for 3 more outs, leading 6-0 over the Padres. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the Colorado Department of Wildlife, money generated from hunters and anglers creates jobs and protects wildlife. So give one a hug. Learn more at hugahunter.com. And by StubHub, fans want to be here in person next time your Rockies take the field. Just head to StubHub and choose your seats today. Rockies 3 outs from a sweep. They're up 6-0 in the 9th inning as we go to Jenny Kavner. Jenny, how did yesterday go for you?
It was lovely, Drew. Thank you so much. Coming up after a Rockies win, we're going to talk about Jackson Williams. He was jacked about his first career jack. We'll also get to the Morales of the story today about Franklin Morales on the mound not allowing an earned run, and we will also talk about Corey's call. That's right, Corey Sullivan called the shot heard around Coors Field today. We're talking Nolan Arenado's home run. It's coming up after the Rockies win, guys.
Jenny, did you get some nice things at the shower yesterday?
Did
you get
I had a lovely
How many
bridal
toasters?
shower. I'm getting married in a month. Send your gifts on over.
How many toasters?
0. It was
Zero.
Actually,
There's one. Yeah. We need a toaster. Mixer? Did you get a mixer?
You didn't get a microwave, did you?
No, we're good.
Okay.
I'll go down the list with you guys later.
Well, that's good because that's what George and I wanted to get you. So we're all set. Yeah, we're going to get a microwave and a toaster.
I was thinking toaster or coffee maker.
The cliche gifts, right?
Said she didn't have either one.
I think they're good. Seth Smith looks at a slider outside. It's 1-1 on Smith as Christian Friedrich will look to get the final 3. Smith, Gobert, and Venable, all left-handed batters scheduled. Seth has had a quiet game and didn't get the start yesterday, though he threw out the game-tying hit. There's the numbers on Christian.
20 strikeouts, 19 innings. They kind of threw out there and run average just because they got beat up pretty bad when he was actually working as a starter. So now he's back out of the bullpen and pitching very well.
Well, Smith's gone. There's a strikeout. Let's visit with Mark Stout again. Mark, what's cooking?
Well, guys, after the postgame show, we have a fresh new episode of Rockies Weekly. I invite you to stay tuned and watch that. Rockies Weekly has TR on it this week, Tommy Reynolds. We're also going to talk about scoring the game with the Rockies, and there's a kid's book that'll help your kid get involved in the game by scoring the game. Asheville having a great year. We'll check in down south. Chase Rice, the country star, is going to be on it. It's a new Rockies Weekly, and of course 2 walk-offs to show you from the week, so it's coming up after the postgame, guys.
We can't watch it, Mark, but I've heard great things about it. We're going to be in transit there, but you can watch it, and we suggest you do. Mark and his crew do a great job every week. So 0-1 on Jake Gobert. 0 for 1. Gobert came in the 7th inning as a pinch hitter, stayed in the ball game to play first. Speaking of first, there's a good feed from the Rockies first baseman Morneau to Friedrich. 2 outs. Will Venable for the Padres. Will also came in as a pinch hitter in that 7th inning and stayed in. He pinch hit for Maben, singled. That's inside. Good pitch. Even better pitch.
Really good slider at 87 miles an hour.
6-0 Colorado. They won 3-0 on Friday night behind Tyler Matzik. 7-6 and 12 yesterday. Friedrich hides behind the glove. He's set 2-2. Venable stayed off the slider. It's 3-2.
Still part of the learning process for Christian, and that is to overamp the pitch. You don't have to make it better than the one he swung and missed on. As far as getting used to closing out games late in a ball game like this.
Three-two. Popped up to left, but it's going to drift into the crowd. Another 3-2. Got it. And that ends the ball game. Rockies have shut out the Padres for the second time in the series. Friedrich works a 1-2-3 ninth, and the 6 runs allowed this series, the fewest in a 3-game series all year. The previous best, when the Rockies took 2 of 3 from the Pirates here, they allowed 9 runs, a run in each of the first 2 games, and then they lost the last game 7-5. Franklin Morales gets the win. Jackson Williams, a 3-run home run, his first home run as big leaguer. Frankie's first victory since July the 8th. Tyson Ross, the talented all-star right-hander for the Padres, drops to 13-13. The Padres have been shut out, by the way, 18 times this year. Good day, good weekend at Coors Field. Good homestand as the Rockies win 5 of 6 against the Giants. And Padres are Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. In the second inning with 2 aboard, Jackson Williams at a Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Hits it over the left field wall for his first career bomb. Earl Weaver style, a 3-run jack. And the Rockies used outstanding pitching from Morales, and then Brooks Brown, Adam Ottavino, and Christian Friedrich to finish it off. Rockies win at 6-0. And we welcome back Willeen Rosario as well today. Time to get it to center field. Jenny Kavnar, Corey Sullivan, Jeff Hewson. Jenny, it's all yours.
All right, thanks so much, Drew. Coming up on the Toyota postgame show, plenty of offense to talk about and some great pitching. Rockies now 39-35 at home with the win today. It's a sweep over San Diego on a Sunday. Stick with us. The Toyota postgame show is